We are approaching the island of our dream. It is a place where everything is like we wish it to be. People appreciate and respect nature and environment. They produce minimum harmful waste, switch to renewable energy sources, practice separating garbage, recycling and upcycling. They refuse from production food on an industrial scale and switch to consumption products from eco-farms. In general, people are trying to produce less than more. The main principle of production is not to exploit humans, animals and plants.
Society lives in harmony on our island. Mutual aid, respect, support and care are the principles which inhabitants of the island are guided. People live together in something like house projects. They occupy or rent a couple of buildings with a common yard, inhabit apartments, organize a common kitchen. They buy or get common food for the kitchen, and every person who lives in such place has the opportunity to use it. They have regular meetings where they decide everyday life questions, duty on common places, what activities to organize, and other. Such horizontal principle makes every person interested in everyday life of the community, and it leads to less conflicts.
The similar horizontal principle exists in places where people work. It is like our cooperative RSU, formation without bosses and subordinates. All questions are decided together with all the members using consensus. Profits are divided equally, or we practice alternative ways of dividing profits. Every worker decides by herself how much and when he, she, they wants to work. We create our working conditions by ourselves. We practice nonviolent communication and mutual aid in our collective.
Let's imagine that on our island every person, regardless how many he, she, they work, gets a necessary amount of goods for living. Something like a basic income, such a quite necessary thing in our life during capitalism. It helps to live a less stressful way, no matter what will happen with a person. No fear that one will stay without food or shelter when he, she, they get ill, for example. On our island, you are important just because you are a human being, but not only because you are strong and healthy and you are able to walk a lot.
This island is a place without division on genders and sex. It is a place where different kinds of relationships are acceptable. Polyamory has the same legal consequences as monogamy has in capitalistic society. In general, no one has a question at all why one can have more than one partner or doesn't have a partner at all. Family is a system of support, care and trust. It is not only father, mother, children. It can be one adult and one child, a lot of adults and a lot of children. It can be a community of close friends or a person with dearest pets and home plants. They can be the best companions. Education is without marks, control and compulsion. Like in School Summerhill by Alexander Neil, children learn about the world through interesting games. They are observing and exploring after they decide what they want to study. They have the same right to influence the educational process as their tutors. That's why regular meetings of all involved in the educational process is usual practice in the schools of the island.
Art and creation are supporting practices on the island of dreams. It's not a form of capital, so there are no competitions, there is no status. There is support and care, collective work for joy and belief in ideas. Careful curatorship, which we met during preparation for the festival Lapsody, is an example. With the value of every life, taking care of it, supporting, respecting, working in joy and strength, it doesn't matter what body you have, what is your eating behavior, what sexual practices you prefer, what color are your eyes, hair and skin. It matters that you don't harm anyone physically or another way. It's about freedom to be ourselves, not competing with others.
For if equality, self-organization and autonomy are the values of every person, there is no need for bodies of government, control and order. There is no need for states and borders. All the planet is our home. Dreams are just dreams, or wishes, aims, tasks. Step by step, day by day, year by year, you, I, they will dream about a better world, island of utopia. We will strive for the world without wars, outside military politics, without discrimination of minority groups, without violence to people and animals, without depletion of nature, without oppression of workers, without prisons, without police, without obligatory education, but with schools, universities and other educational institutions where study is an interesting process, where students and teachers are equal.
It's the world without bosses in firms, chefs in production, with a network of a variety of different cooperatives, with a sharing economy on the principles of mutual aid, mutual support, mutual concern about yourself, neighbors, surrounding locality. It's a world with a family wider than a blood family, different kind of voluntary relationship among people, where life, work and art bring joy, provide food and shelter, and you always have time for yourself.